The No Fate channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Home Gym, I'm going to be doing a 1-month review of the repfitness FB5000 comp bench. And I'm going to be going over the specs, the cost, the color, why I went with the FB5000. I'm also going to do a comparison from repfitness's 5000 to their FB4000 and their AB3100. But before we get started, I need to know from you, which bench are you using for your home gym? Please comment below the bench, and hey, if you are enjoying it, if you're getting everything you want out of it. If this happens to be your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. On this Dad's Home Gym series, hey, I just review a piece of home gym equipment on every episode to help you decide if it's right for your home gym, if it's right for your workout facilities, your space, your use, and most importantly, if it's worth your hard-earned money. Weighing in at a beefy 62 pounds, this FB5000 comp bench is 48 inches long, nice and long, 17 inches high, and it does come with a 3-inch pad. It is made out of 11 gauge steel, and when you pick up that box, I'm going to tell you, you're going to believe it. For those of you who don't know, the lower the gauge of the steel, the thicker the steel, the better the quality. Overall, in terms of cost, it cost $179 plus shipping, and obviously, depending on where you live and what you buy, shipping does change, it does vary. I will tell you, in 2021, it cost me $58 to have it shipped from Colorado to me here in Massachusetts. Installation was an absolute breeze. It took me about 15 minutes with a socket wrench, and I did have a second set of hands, my son, so that did make things go a bit quicker. Also, I do want to make note, the one place you cannot use a socket wrench is right down here because of this thick handle. It gets in the way. So this is the only spot that I had to actually slow down and kind of tighten it up with a regular wrench. By all possible units of measurement, this FB5000 comp bench is leaps and bounds and frankly light years ahead of what I possibly need for my max bench. And obviously, if you've watched this channel for a while, you know I'm not going to be entering any competitions anytime soon. So why did I buy such an overkill for my home gym? And the honest answer is I just wanted to have a premium bench in my home gym. Clearly unnecessary, clearly overkill, but I have very few hobbies and my home gym is one of them. And I probably spend more time in my home gym than I'd like to admit. So having something nice here, hey, in terms of my personal needs, it gives me a lot of return on my investment because I'm actually using it and because I'm taking advantage of having nice things and putting it to use. I did go with the red out of the 4 colors that repfitness offers. I just wanted to change the pace for my home gym. Almost all my home gym equipment is black, and I thought getting a little bit of color down here wouldn't hurt. I will say it is like a medium red, not like your extreme candy apple red and not your like light red verging on pink. This is a medium red with a nice glossy finish. The 2 things I would have done differently with regards to buying this FB5000 from repfitness. Number 1, I would have bought it a lot sooner. I'll be honest with you, when it comes to large purchases, I always hem and haw in regards to pulling that trigger because I'm always nervous of if I'm actually going to use it. Is it an impulse purchase? Is it something that I'm going to still be using years and years from now? And after using this for a month, it is clear to me I wish I'd bought this a year ago, if not more than a year ago, because I have really enjoyed this and it's definitely just made my workout experience more fun, for lack of a better term. The other thing I would have done differently is I would have picked a different color. Now it does come in 4 colors. I picked red and I think it's a nice red. It's certainly nice finish to it, but with regards to home gym equipment, it gets banged up, especially when I got kids down here and I'm moving stuff around to try to jostle some of the equipment to make sure it all fits. It's going to eventually, over the long haul, get banged up and it's going to eventually get chipped. And I think if I had gone with black, I probably would be able to basically color over that a lot easier, find like a matching black color to kind of just fill in some of those potential chips to make sure that spots of rust don't begin to form. Now, obviously I can do that with red. It's just going to be a bit more work to find a matching red that's going to blend seamlessly. Not that it's a major deal. It's just something that I wanted to mention for those of you who do have a choice and are on the fence of which color you want to purchase. Fight. Before I bought this FB5000, I was actually also looking at repfitness's FB4000. I thought it would be a good idea to do a comparison between the two to give you some insight into why I went with this one, but also help you decide which one might be right for you. So the 4000 actually comes in shorter. It comes in 45 inches rather than this 48 inches in terms of length. Also, in terms of the pad thickness, it is only 2.5 inches versus the 3 inches that you see here. Also, rolling into some of the differences, it is weight limited at 700 pounds. Now, for many of us mere mortals, we're not going to come close to seeing 700 pounds with our weight plus the weight of the bar that we're going to be lifting. But I know there are some serious competitors out there that are easily putting up 3.5 to 4 plates on a regular basis that might want to be concerned with that 700-pound weight limit. But again, for most of us mere mortals, that's not going to be an issue. Two more minor differences between the 4000 and the 5000, and one difference that I think is going to be the biggest standout. The minor difference, one of them being the handle. The FB 4000 only has a handle similar to this, where it is just kind of like a lever handle. Not that big of an issue. It is going to function perfectly, but the FB 5000 does have that nice, thick, rounded handle that's easy to grab and easy to use. The other thing is the steel. As I mentioned, the FB 5000 has 11 gauge steel, and then the FB 4000 has thinner steel, very similar to this AB 3100. It does have 14 gauge steel. Now, I don't necessarily know if that's something that you should be concerned about, because I happen to think the 14 gauge steel is pretty thick and sturdy, but it is one of those differences that does separate them. And like all things involving home gym equipment, the biggest differential is, of course, that cost. So the FB 4000 comes in $40 shy of the FB 5000, coming in at $140 at the time that I'm shooting today's video, plus shipping. And of course, shipping is going to vary depending on where you're shipping to and then how much you're going to buy at once. But so a $40 difference between the two. And the reason I went with the FB 5000, having not used either of them, is frankly, I didn't think that $40, even though I'm pretty frugal and even though I like to get a good deal, I didn't think that $40 was going to matter over the life of the actual bench. I thought that saving the money was going to be something I would probably regret a few years in, wishing I had gotten the premium bench, knowing full well that I plan to own these benches for decades, hopefully longer, to come. I want to do a quick comparison between the 5000 and the AB 3100 from Rep Fitness. Now, I know that's like comparing apples and oranges, but my subscribers who have been around for a hot minute will know that I recently picked this up about 5 months ago and did a review, so they're probably questioning why I bothered to get the FB 5000. I will say, with regards to benching, no issues whatsoever. This does have, I think, at the largest point is 1 3/4 inch gap, but it was never affecting me benching. It's been a really fun pad to bench on, and it's been fun to use. And overall, it's very similar in terms of quality of build and style to the FB 4000 with regards to the gauge of steel. In terms of cost, it is more money. It comes in at $209 plus shipping, but that's because of the versatility. It does have a number of positions it can hit. I will say, with regards to benching, this one's funner to bench on, only because I don't have to bother to kind of get used to where I need to align myself before I kind of throw myself back to do the bench, because there is no gap here. In fact, one of the reasons I went with this AB 3100 originally is how economical it was. I had in my head that I kind of wanted two benches down here, a flat bench and an adjustable bench. And based on the price points, I thought going with the AB 3100 for my adjustable bench was better than getting some of Rep Fitness's more expensive adjustable benches that have like zero gap back here. And I thought having two was going to be better than having one super expensive one. And frankly, I was right, especially the way and style that I lift. I do tend to like to move around, do a lot of different like supersets or circuits and stuff like that. So it is beneficial for me to have two different benches down here at the same time at the cost of one of Rep Fitness's more expensive adjustable no gap bench. To date, I have 3 pieces of Rep Fitness equipment, and every one of them has exceeded my expectation. I really think Rep Fitness is delivering great value on their products. Remember, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Now, I've been using this FB 5000 for a month now, and I'm glad I went with the 5000 over the 4000. Probably the biggest thing that stands out whenever I pick this thing up and move it around, the word that comes to mind is beefy, and that is what it is. When you assemble this thing, you realize there is certainly a difference between 11 gauge steel and 14 gauge steel. and they definitely use that 11 gauge steel. This thing is better than the benches at my local gym, in fact, but I am certainly glad I have it here. One nice thing, if you are into benching, if you're into whether you're benching or dumbbell benching or just using this thing to sit on, the pad on top is grippy. So when you kind of put your back and you're ready to drive off and pin your shoulders back, you don't move at all. I know some benches tend to be slippery, and that can be annoying. Another benefit of using this 5000 is how long it is. It's 48 inches long. So no matter where you kind of plop your bum down and throw yourself back, you're going to be on the mat. You really don't have to adjust yourself lengthwise to make sure that you're right in the right position. This thing just does it for you. Another good standout for me anyway is moving it around. When it comes to home gyms, we often find we're moving equipment around, adjusting places where it is in order to kind of fit everything in order to kind of get stuff out of the way when it's not being used. Rep Fitness does a great job supplying great quality wheels. These things are big, they're easy to use, and then the front handle on this 5000 is just a monster. You just can't not feel comfortable grabbing that thing and yanking it up. Moves around really easily, especially for that 62-pound weight. And I will say one downside is I cannot promise that your max bench press is going to get any higher by having such a beautiful bench inside your home. The one thing I can promise is that you're going to enjoy this thing, especially if you're into benching, whether it's with dumbbells or with barbells or even with auxiliary bars. I think you're really going to have a ball benching on this thing, because I have. And frankly, my kids love it too. Whenever they come down here and they catch me working out down here, the first thing that they gravitate towards is this nice, beautiful pad to sit on. If you do have kids, that might be something you want to consider. If you are interested in buying the FB5000 Comp Bench from Rep Fitness or any of their other equipment, please use my affiliate link in the description. Obviously, I get a kickback. It does help me out. It does help support the channel, and it helps kind of help me buy some more equipment to review for you down the road. If you have any questions regarding this FB5000 or Rep Fitness's AB3100, please drop it in the comments below and I will get them answered as quickly as possible. As well, if you've come this far in the video, you know the official YouTube rule. You've got to give this video a like and you have to hit that subscribe button. I don't make up the rules, I'm just letting you know what they are. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.